Spiritual awakening is often described as a beautiful and life-changing experience, and in many ways it is. But what's rarely talked about are the struggles that come with it. Growth isn't always easy. It can be uncomfortable, even painful, as it forces you to question everything you once believed to be true. One of the first and most overwhelming challenges is confusion. Imagine stepping into a dense fog where nothing looks familiar anymore. The beliefs, ideas, and perspectives you once held with certainty suddenly feel shaky. It's as if someone flipped a switch, and now your entire understanding of yourself and the world has been turned upside down. At first, this shift can feel exhilarating. New insights flood in, and you start seeing life from a perspective you never imagined. But at the same time, it can be unsettling, like being pulled from a warm, familiar place and thrown into an unknown world. You may find yourself questioning your values, your identity, and even your purpose. It can feel like the foundation beneath you is crumbling, and in a way, it is. The old version of you is breaking apart, making way for something new. Think a caterpillar inside its cocoon. It has no idea what it's becoming, only that it can't return to what it was. That's exactly what happens during spiritual awakening. Transformation isn't a smooth, effortless process. It requires breaking free from the old so that something new can emerge. Just like a seed has to crack open before it can grow into a tree, you too must go through this period of uncertainty before stepping into a new version of yourself. So how do you navigate this phase without feeling lost? The first step is to stop fighting it. If you feel confused, anxious, or uncertain, allow yourself to sit with those emotions. Don't suppress them or force yourself to have all the answers right away. Growth isn't about having immediate clarity. It's about trusting the process, even when you don't fully understand where it's leading you. Next, practice mindfulness. Stay present without judgment. Observe your thoughts and emotions rather than getting swept up in them. This will help you develop a sense of clarity and perspective. And finally, seek guidance. Whether from a mentor, a spiritual teacher, or even someone who has gone through a similar experience, support can be invaluable during this transition. Another challenge that often comes with spiritual awakening is growing apart from old relationships. This can be one of the most painful aspects of personal growth. As you deepen your connection with yourself and the universe, you might notice that you no longer resonate with the people or environments that once felt like home. This can show up in different ways. You may feel out of place in social gatherings that once felt natural. Conversations that used to interest you might start feeling shallow. You might even experience a deep sense of loneliness, not because you're physically alone, but because the connections that once defined you no longer feel aligned with who you are becoming. It's important to remember that this shift isn't about rejecting people or your past. It's simply a reflection of your inner transformation. As you evolve, your values, interests, and priorities change, leading you toward new experiences and relationships that align with your growth. But knowing this doesn't always make the transition easier. So how do you navigate these changes without feeling isolated? First, give yourself permission to grieve. Losing connections that were once important to you is painful, and it's okay to feel sadness or nostalgia. Let yourself process those emotions instead of suppressing them. Second, trust that as you make space for new experiences, the right people will come into your life. It may take time, but you will find connections that support your growth and reflect your new perspective. And most importantly, remember that this journey is yours. Not everyone will understand what you're going through, and that's okay. Growth isn't about fitting in. It's about becoming the truest version of yourself. Spiritual awakening is not just about enlightenment and peace. It's also about transformation, and transformation isn't always easy. But every challenge, every moment of confusion, and every shift in your relationships is leading you toward a deeper understanding of yourself and the world. Embrace the process, trust the journey, and know that on the other side of this discomfort is a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. Spiritual awakening is a powerful and transformative journey, but it's not always as peaceful as it's often portrayed. Along the way, you'll encounter challenges that test your understanding of yourself and the world around you. One of those challenges is learning to navigate the changes in your relationships and the sense of identity that begins to shift. Finding new connections. As you grow spiritually, you may feel like you're drifting away from people who once played an important role in your life. This can be painful, but it's also an opportunity to create new, meaningful connections. Be open to meeting people who align with your evolving values and interests. Join spiritual communities, attend events, or participate in online groups where you can engage with like-minded individuals. Take up hobbies that bring you joy and allow you to express your true self. The more you step into spaces that feel authentic to you, the more likely you are to find people who understand and support your journey. But connections aren't just external, they start within. Practicing self-love and self-care is essential. Nourish your mind, body, and soul through meditation, exercise, and mindful habits. When you take care of yourself, you create a strong foundation that keeps you grounded, even when everything else feels uncertain. The crisis of identity. One of the most unsettling parts of spiritual awakening is questioning everything you thought you knew about yourself. It can feel like standing in front of a mirror and not recognizing the reflection staring back. The identity you once held onto no longer fits, like an old sweater that has become too tight. This shift can leave you feeling lost. You might feel disconnected from your old friends, your past beliefs, or even your previous sense of purpose. It's as if you're floating in a sea of uncertainty, unsure of where to go next. But here's the truth. This discomfort is part of growth. It means you're evolving into something greater. Think of a caterpillar inside its cocoon. It doesn't know exactly what it will become, but it surrenders to the process, trusting that transformation is happening. So how do you navigate this shift when everything feels uncertain? The first step is to accept your feelings instead of resisting them. Let yourself experience the discomfort, confusion, and even fear. These emotions aren't signs of failure. They're proof that you're growing. Next, practice mindfulness. Stay present and observe your thoughts without attaching yourself to them. Instead of getting lost in self-doubt, step back and see the bigger picture. This will help you gain clarity and perspective. And don't go through it alone. Seek out spiritual mentors, guides, or even people who have gone through similar experiences. They can offer wisdom and reassurance, reminding you that what you're feeling is temporary and part of a larger transformation. The trap of spiritual superiority. As you deepen your understanding of yourself and the universe, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling superior. You may start to see yourself as more enlightened or more evolved than those who haven't yet awakened. This sense of self-importance can lead to separation, isolation, and even arrogance. But spiritual awakening is not about becoming better than others. It's about becoming a better version of yourself. True spirituality is about connection, not hierarchy. It's about recognizing that everyone is on their own journey, moving at their own pace. So how can you stay humble and grounded as you grow? First, challenge your own assumptions. No matter how much you learn, there will always be more to discover. Recognize that you too have blind spots and areas for growth. Second, practice empathy. See yourself in others, even those who think differently from you. Understand that everyone is doing the best they can with what they know. Approach people with kindness, respect, and an open heart, even if they're on a different path. Finally, focus on your own evolution without comparing yourself to others. Your spiritual journey is not a competition. It's about self-discovery, self-acceptance, and self-transformation. Growth isn't measured by how many spiritual insights you've gained. It's reflected in how you treat others and how deeply you live in alignment with your truth. Judgment is another pitfall to be mindful of. When you start believing that your way is the only way, you lose sight of what spirituality is really about. True wisdom comes with humility, the ability to acknowledge that there are countless perspectives, each holding its own truth. Spiritual awakening is a journey filled with moments of clarity, but also times of confusion and struggle. You will question, you will outgrow, and you will transform. Some days you may feel lost. Other days you may feel like you found all the answers, only to realize there are still more questions ahead. But through it all, stay open, stay humble, stay connected. Growth is not a straight path, and it's not meant to be easy. The challenges you face are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones leading you to a deeper, more authentic version of yourself. No matter where you are on your journey, trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Keep moving forward, keep learning, and most importantly, keep your heart open to the infinite possibilities ahead. Spiritual awakening is a powerful experience, but if we're not careful, it can lead to a mindset of separation and superiority. When we start seeing ourselves as more enlightened than others, we create distance instead of connection. And that goes against the very essence of spiritual growth. So, how do you share your wisdom without forcing it onto others? How do you stay true to your beliefs while also being compassionate and understanding, respecting different paths? The first step is to recognize that everyone is on their own journey, moving at their own pace. No one is ahead and no one is behind. Everyone is exactly where they need to be. When you understand this, you stop feeling the need to impose your beliefs on others. Instead, you can offer guidance and support while allowing people the space to make their own choices. Think about your own awakening. It didn't happen because someone pressured you into it. It happened when you were ready. The same applies to others. Your role isn't to convince or convert. It's to be a source of wisdom when someone seeks it. Building genuine connections. Rather than focusing on teaching or correcting others, focus on connecting with them. Listen to their experiences, their struggles, and their victories. People don't want to be lectured. They want to be heard. When you take the time to understand where someone is coming from, you create a space of trust and respect. And in that space, real conversations happen. Conversations that can inspire growth on both sides. Remember, wisdom isn't a one-way street. You can learn just as much from others as they can learn from you. Leading with love and compassion. It's easy to think that spiritual knowledge is the most powerful tool for transformation. But in reality, love and compassion are just as important, if not more so. People may forget the words you share, but they will always remember how you made them feel. When you approach others with love, you create unity instead of division. You inspire change through kindness rather than pressure. You make people feel safe enough to explore new ideas without fear of judgment. That's the true essence of spiritual wisdom. It doesn't force, it invites. The true meaning of spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening isn't about proving how much you've learned or convincing others to see the world the way you do. It's not about being more enlightened than someone else. True awakening is about growth, genuine personal transformation that allows you to share wisdom without forcing it, to guide without controlling, and to uplift without looking down on others. This journey will test you. You'll face moments of doubt, loneliness, and uncertainty. But these aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones. Every challenge is an invitation to grow, to deepen your understanding, and to become more in tune with your true self. Stay humble in what you know. Stay open to what you don't. Keep learning, keep evolving, and keep seeking truth, not just in books or teachings, but in your everyday experiences. Above all, trust in the power of love and wisdom. True awakening isn't about changing others. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And when you do that, you won't need to convince anyone of anything. Your presence, your energy, and your way of being will naturally inspire others to embark on their own journey when they're ready in their own way.